The Nakasendo or Central Mountain Route was one of the 5 main highways established during Japan's Edo period from 1603 to 1868 under the Tokugawa shogunate. It connected the then capital Edo, modern-day Tokyo, with Kyoto, running through Japan's mountainous interior. Unlike the coastal Tokaido, which crossed many rivers, the Nakasendo ran inland and was less prone to flooding, making it especially appealing to women and high-ranking travelers who could avoid river crossings. The road played a central role in the Sankin-Kotai system, which required daimyo or feudal lords to regularly travel between their domains and Edo. This system helped the shogunate maintain centralized control over the regions. Along the Nakasendo, there were 69 official post stations, where travelers could rest, eat, and find lodging. Some of the best preserved and most famous towns which we also have visited during our trip include Shimego-juku, located in the Nagano prefecture, renowned for strict preservation laws and a beautifully historic feel. Narai-juku, also located in the Nagano prefecture, was once the wealthiest station. Now it is known for its Edo period architecture. While much of the original route has been modernized, several historic segments remain and are accessible. The old Nakasendo Road refers to preserved or restored sections of the original Edo period Nakasendo Highway, offering a glimpse into Japan's historical travel routes. These segments allow modern travelers to walk in the footsteps of samurai, merchants, pilgrims, and feudal lords, experiencing the landscapes and atmosphere much as they were 200 to 400 years ago. In mid-April, the time had finally come. Our Nakasendo adventure could begin. After a flight during the night, we arrived on Saturday morning in Japan. After we have arrived in Narita, we took a taxi to our Airbnb. The weather was nice, but colder than expected. We went to have breakfast and noticed that not all Japanese people speak or understand English. First things first, the bikes need to be reassembled. This is also important to identify any damage. Afterwards we did a short ride towards the center of Tokyo. We saw the Tokyo Tower, which is inspired by the famous landmark of Paris. The main residence of the Emperor of Japan, the Imperial Palace, we only saw from outside. At the large intersection in Ginza, pedestrians can cross the street in a total of 6 different directions. Along the Kaitano Marukan, and at the Yasuni Shrine, we also saw the first cherry blossoms. In the evening we met Hendrik, our friend from WCR, living here in Tokyo, for food and beer. The just-in-case day. Just in case something would happen to your bike after the transport, you will have this day to fix it. And we needed that day to fix some brake problems with the bikes of 2 of our riders. And by the way, the weather wasn't nice today. 13 degrees, raining, windy. Later it was packing time, to deliver our bike boxes to our last Airbnb. In the evening our whole group met for the first time for dinner and beer. And tomorrow we will start. Our tour starts with a breakfast. We already noticed that not all Japanese speaks or understands English, but luckily the software for ordering food did. The traffic on Monday morning wasn't so bad. Japanese drivers are much more patient to cyclists than our drivers at home in Singapore. We met the two others near their Airbnb. Now we will start our first tour to Takasaki, a total distance of around 115 kilometers. The ride today was more like stop, start, rolling 50 to 100 meters, stop, start, etc. Tokyo has much too many traffic lights and railway crossings. Sometimes every 50, 100 or 150 meters. And all are red, always. So the ride gets very slow cause of this. After 3 hours and 45 kilometers we made a stop in Kaitarawa for some ramen. Super tasty and cheap. The San no Tori, third shrine gate, is at the entrance of Tsurugaoka Hachimongu, which is the most important Shinto shrine in the city of Kamakura. For the first time, the section along the Motoara River no longer felt like cycling in the city. Instead, we rode for several kilometers past blossoming cherry trees.
Very well. So how come this one says?
Arriving at the Korosu River, we were almost at our destination for the day.
Come to Kanan River.
Also, rain coming.
Today's tour took us 99% off main roads. We saw many charming spots, rivers teeming with large fish, countless cherry trees, and much more. Later today we ate something and drank a beer, or two. After 120 kilometers plus we decided we had deserved it.
So it's 3.
No weekend can ride.
Can.
Okay. Yes. This is mine. Chicken noodle.
原來情動正是這樣，曾忘記這種異想，不好笑。
Day 2 of our Japan trip. And also challenge number 1. Only one small climb of 20 kilometers length today. We said, we want to cycle flat first, do the climb, do lunch and roll to our Airbnb. Sounds easy. But it wasn't. The flat part comes first. The mountains in the background said, welcome, we're waiting for you. We cycled along the Uzui River, only stopped by some railroad crossings.
Oh, very nice. I got the binder as well. Woohoo!
After our breakfast at Tsukio we cycled using the old Nakasendo road, mostly parallel to the new Nakasendo highway. But ours was much nicer and also more hilly. From the Shirahige shrine we had a good view of what awaited us, 19 kilometers of non-stop climbs with more than 800 meters of elevation.
Nothing, just...
The Yuzui Bridge is the largest brick masonry arched bridge in Japan, located over Yuzui River in Gunma Prefecture. The bridge was built in 1892 for Yuzui railway line to travel between Yokokawa and Koruizawa. The total length is 91 meters, and used about 2 million bricks for its construction.
Stop here. Respect.
As higher we get, first the sun went off and the temperature drops, then the headwind starts. It blows strong and cold and continuously.
Never leave any...
Sometimes the headwind delivered some snowflakes. But no wonder, the nearby Mount Asuma was covered with snow, what is nice on photos, but not when you're cycling there with only summer jerseys.
Let me see. Left. Sorry, right.
Before we were going downhill, we put layer after layer of clothes on, until we look like onions on a road bike. But it wasn't getting warmer, not really. Arrived in Koruizawa, the tempura and udon noodles in a nice restaurant together with a hot tea gave us a bit of temperature back.
I think it's better I can remove it. Try. Yeah.
There were still 40 kilometers left and it was already 4 p.m. We decided to cut some parts of the track to reach Airbnb before it's very late. I thought, if there is a shop nearby, I will buy some extra warm base layers and full finger gloves as well. And by the way, I found a shop and get what I wanted. At 6 p.m. we were at our destination in Saku. In the morning at 5:30 am the sun was out but the temperature was only 4 degrees. It was day 3 of our Japan Nakasendo tour. After the long climb yesterday, I replanned the tour a bit to avoid the today major climb. But this hasn't worked so well as hoped. The streets were very quiet this morning, only Mount Asama sent some greetings from far away. A short stop at Chikuma River gave us nice photo shots, followed by continuing the tour with some steep ramps of climbing to get ourselves warm. We had to wear all layers of warm clothes we had, but it was still cold. The majority of groups we saw were kids on their way to school. Except that, the streets were mainly quiet and empty. Looking at the street signs, our destination for today doesn't look far away, it was only 45 kilometers. Unfortunately from these 45 kilometers, 45 of them were against a very strong, ice-cold headwind. Nothing we usually have to deal with at home in Singapore. As a German, I know this kind of wind is good for surfing at the Northern Sea, but this doesn't mean I like it. We have to cross these hills using the Wada Pass, which is a mountain pass in between Nagoya, Nagano, Chisagata district, and Shimozuwa, Nagano, at an altitude of 1,531 meters. Nakasendo passed through this mountain pass. Japan National Route 142 runs through the mountain pass by Wada Pass Tunnel and Shin Wada Tunnel. To complete our luck we have to manage a 20 kilometers very steep climb. Starting with 3%, then 5%, the major parts something from 7 to 9%, like the NTU climb, just much longer, but also 13% and 15% parts were included. The scenery around us was breathtaking, if you could spare any. But slowly and steadily we approached the summit of the pass.
0.9%. Serious? Steep pass.
After we reached the top of the mountain, we rode through a 2 kilometers long, cold and dark tunnel and then 8 or more km downhill. We did this very carefully, because of the strong wind, it was hard not to cycle zigzag. Plus there were also other cars and trucks, luckily they were all very patient with us cyclists.
Finally, my turn to have some fun.
Hey, are you scared?
Oh, yes, I was.
I was fucking scared. I was more scared of the bottle.
When we're finally down in Shimozuwa, we searched a place for our lunch.
send to the chat. Let's see whether it's open tonight or not.
It's still there, it's still cold. Brr.
Wow, this place nice. I think
Yep. Oh, full of.
After our stomachs were filled, we cycled along the Lake Suwa and many cherry trees in full bloom. There were only 20 kilometers remaining to our Airbnb. Instead of having an easy and relaxing day, it was only 77 kilometers but with 1,280 meters of elevation. Our dinner and drinks we enjoyed in a very authentic Japanese restaurant. The name translated is Tasty Bar Nimura. I also tried for the first time in my life to drink warm sake, and I like it.
So they ask you to come and make appointment, so they slot you in when there's like really they keep the priority for higher paying customers. Business, Singapore business is mostly like that.
For me, I use a very
Day 4 of our Japan tour. Wake up time at 6 AM as usual and start at 7. Our Airbnb was the same temperature inside as outside. It was cold, but no choice. The shortcut of 15 kilometers through the mountains was waiting. Strange. No wind. There must be something wrong. The climb starts in a beautiful scenery, very quiet, some few farmhouses besides a very good road. But honestly, within a short part with much too many percentage of elevation, I did the walk of shame. Finally we reached the top and did a great rolling downhill through a huge forest. Always beside a small river with some waterfalls. There were signs here that bears are living in this area. Back on the main road we stopped to get some food for breakfast.
Yeah.
So we were inside these very tall trees and all the trees.
Shortly after this, we reached the first historic place we wanted to visit. Narayajuku was the 34th of the 69 stations of the Nakasendo, as well as the second of 11 stations along the Kisoji. It is located in the present-day city of Shiojiri, Nagano Prefecture, Japan. Narayajuku had the highest elevation of all the spots along the Kisoji. Because of all the visitors going through the Tori Pass, Narai flourished as a post town and was referred to as the Narai of 1,000 buildings. Narayajuku is an important preservation district for groups of historic buildings, and as it retains a historical row of Edo period houses along the street. Mount Ontake is the second highest volcano in Japan, after Mount Fuji, at 3,067 meters. In Kiso we stopped for our lunch. This time for some soba noodles. It was good to sit inside, the headwind we have to fight with today is too cold. Luckily the sun tried the best to give us some positive temperature as well. We cycled to the south, all the time with great views to the Kiso Mountains. This part of the tour was always switching between bridges and tunnels. And some walking meters too. Nizumenotoko Gorge has been admired by travelers since olden times, as an unforgettable scenic spot on the Nakasendo, as well as a landmark of the Kisoji, a section of the Nakasendo in the Kiso region. Shimego-juku was the 42nd of the 69 post towns on the Nakasendo. It is located in Nagiso, Kiso District, Nagano Prefecture, Japan. It has been restored to its appearance as an Edo-era post town and is now a popular tourist destination. Prior to becoming part of the Nakasendo, it was the 10th of 11 stations along the Kisoji, a minor trade route running through the Kiso Valley. As such, it was a relatively prosperous and cosmopolitan town, with an economy based on currency. In 1968, local residents began an effort to restore historical sites and structures within the town. By 1971, some 20 houses had been restored, and a charter was agreed to the effect that no place in Shimego should be sold, hired out, or destroyed. In 1976, the town was designated by the Japanese government as a nationally designated architectural preservation site. For me it was worth these extra kilometers to visit this nice, historic town. Unfortunately one of our rider crashed with his Shimano D2 gears, and he couldn't change his gears anymore. This needs to be fixed tomorrow. And the same rider also had a puncture. The first on this tour. This can happen. After some discussions, how to fix this best, we finally did it, and had later our dinner in a ramen restaurant.
7-Eleven, go back to the house. Wow, totally
But the restaurant yesterday evening was great. To sit like a Japanese restaurant.
We finished our park today with 113 kilometers and 1,440 meters elevation.
Because they do so dinner.
Day 5. After our start at 7 am, we rolled down the hill from our Airbnb to cycle as fast we could to fetch Hendrik from Ina station.
Good morning!
We reached the station just in time when Hendrik was still reassembling his bike. After our breakfast, we visited a bike shop for help to repair the gear problem of Narain. It was semi-successful. The guy was very helpful and didn't charge anything for his service from us. Because of the lost time, we changed our track a bit, skipped some climbs, which is good, and some scenic spots, what is unfortunately not so good, until we meet after 19k my planned course again. In Maizumani we were back on the old Nakasendo. The course took us out the city and through fields, along rivers and small waterfalls. These are sceneries where it is wonderful to cycle. What we also saw was the very beautiful place of a bike shop, which was able to fix Naren's bike for free. To say thank you, some of us bought some bicycle-related stuff in his shop.
You have to live with this company. Nothing, we're waiting for you. Oh, sorry. No, not sorry.
After 10 kilometers and one steep climb we reached Inuyama. The city of Inuyama was lucky to have escaped the ravages of World War II, leaving its castle and castle town intact. The castle's outer enclosure and town's makeup remain the same, giving the townscape a characteristic aura, and with a moderate size, it's ideal for an explorative stroll observing the many buildings which sport antique and traditional architecture.
Ice cream man.
This seems to be all ice cream, it's very weird. They have this in certain towns, certain noodles, certain ice creams.
Inuyama Castle is a Yamajiro-style Japanese castle located in the city of Inuyama, Aichi Prefecture, Japan. Then we searched for a place for lunch. For 20 kilometers there was nothing, only factory areas and places which will never find their way into a travel guidebook of Japan.
Everyone is typing on this phone.
Yeah, I have to update, right?
Powered up with our lunch of soba and tempura, we started to go the last 28 kilometers for this day. After a zigzag tour through the Shonei Yukoki Park, here was a huge difference between theory and reality. We cycled along the Shonai River towards the center of Nagoya. These kilometers on top of the dike felt like cycling along the northern sea coast in Germany. It was totally flat and headwind as usual. The only thing which was missing to make this illusion perfect were the sheep. In Schleswig-Holstein, there are millions of them everywhere, here in Japan are zero. Finally we arrived at Nagoya Castle, which we wanted to see, but unfortunately we were too late. It was already closed. From outside we couldn't see much of the castle, but we have 2 more on our tour plan. And next time we will be more focused on the opening hours. At the end we cycled to our Airbnb. Hendrik and I enjoyed an onsen bath and dinner with the Who group and some drinks. It's already day 6 of our Japan tour. Today from Inuyama to Maibara. And hopefully with a visit of the castle in Hikone, if we will arrive in time. But first we have had a very memorable breakfast at a 7-Eleven store, where we had something like a conversation, when all words by the Japanese man are always some British or American rock bands.
Yesterday! Konnichiwa! Hey, today! Today!
To be sure our schedule will work, we cut the curve to Gifu and planned to go direct in one go to Sekigahara, and from there to Hikone. Koinobori, carp windsocks, decorate the landscape of Japan from April through early May. In Japanese culture, the carp symbolizes courage and strength because of its ability to swim up a waterfall. The Battle of Sekigahara was an important battle in Japan which occurred on October 21, 1600 in what is now Gifu Prefecture, Japan, at the end of the Sengoku period. This battle was fought by the forces of Tokugawa Ieyasu against a coalition loyal to the Toyotomi clan, led by Ishida Mitsunari on behalf of the young child Toyotomi Hideyori, from which several commanders defected before or during the battle, leading to a Tokugawa victory. The Battle of Sekigahara was the largest battle of Japanese feudal history, and is often regarded as the most important. Mitsunari's defeat in the Battle of Sekigahara is generally considered to be the beginning point of the Tokugawa shogunate, which ruled Japan for another 2.5 centuries until 1868. In 1931, the location of the battle was registered as a monument of Japan. The positions of Ieyasu and Mitsunari's armies, and that of the death of Atani Yoshitsugu, are commemorated therein. After visiting the battlefield, what I wanted to see because of the novel Shogun and Musashi, we continued the old Nakasendo road to Hikone, passing a lot of nice villages. We often crossed the boring Nakasendo highway when we followed our scenic sightseeing route.
I will do a video.
Between us and Hikone was only one mountain ridge, which we have to cross. But then we cycled down through the forest and arrived Hikone. In Hikone, 3 of us went into the castle to take a look inside, the others stayed outside and ate ice cream.
Attention, I do so the Parking.
Hikone Castle is an Edo period Japanese castle located in the city of Hikone, Shiga Prefecture, Japan. It is considered the most significant historical site in Shiga. The site has been protected as a National Historic Site since 1951. Hikone is one of only 12 castles in Japan with its original Tenshu, and one of only 5 castles with buildings listed as national treasures. In 1934, the grounds of the castle were planted with over 1,000 Yoshino cherry trees. The castle and its grounds were donated by the two clan to the city of Hikone in 1944. During World War II, the city of Hikone was scheduled for destruction by an air raid on the night of August 15, 1945, but the end of the war occurred at noon that same day and the bombing was not conducted. In the evening we had our dinner in an Italian restaurant, highly not recommended, and some beer and chips before everyone falls asleep. Japan Tour Day 7. It's the longest ride today. After a sleep like a rock we all woke up at 5:15, because we wanted to start early. There are a lot of very nice houses, you can buy one, they are not so expensive. Today it's a long ride with 140 kilometers plus some nice climbs. The first 45 kilometers were flat as a pancake, all the time along the Lake Biwa. Lake Biwa or Biwa-ko is the largest freshwater lake in Japan. It is located entirely within Shiga Prefecture, northeast of the former capital city of Kyoto. Lake Biwa is an ancient lake, over 4 million years old. It is estimated to be the 13th oldest lake in the world. Because of its proximity to the country's historical capital Kyoto, references to Lake Biwa appear frequently in Japanese literature, particularly in poetry, and in historical accounts of battles. We had a good breakfast at a 7-Eleven, with a curry potato bun and spicy chicken for me. After that we cycled along fishing villages to the Biwako Bridge. On top of the bridge an uncle gave us a tip, how to cycle easiest to Kyoto. On the map it looks really easy, in reality it was 300 meters of elevation the next few kilometers. In Kyoto Hendrik was our local tour guide, so we cycled through the Kyoto Gaian National Garden, and around the Imperial Palace. The next stop was the Heian Jinyu Shrine with its grand torii. The Heian Jinyu Shrine is a Shinto shrine located in Saku. The shrine is ranked as a Beppio Jinja and it is listed as an important cultural property of Japan. This area was full of tourists. It was a reminder we are back into the cities. Sanju Street, Sanju Dori, is a major street that crosses the center of the city of Kyoto from east to west. During the Edo period the Sanju Bridge became the final point of the 53 stations of the Tokaido, being separated from Edo by a distance of 490 kilometers. Nowadays the street is a popular destination for both locals and visitors, as it hosts a large number of stores, shops, cafes and restaurants, as well as many historical buildings. The last stop was the Higashi Hongan-ji Temple. Everything about this temple is on a vast scale, starting with the main gate and continuing to the main hall, the Goeido Hall, which is one of the largest wooden buildings in the world. Higashi Hongonji was established in 1602 by the shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu when he split the Shin sect in two in order to diminish its power. The temple was first built in its present location in 1658. Unfortunately, it was time to split out group. Hendrik needed to go back to Tokyo by train. He had to go back to work and Sean wanted to meet some friends before he cycled along the coast back to Tokyo. Only 4 of us continued the tour. Our first challenge now was to find out a way out of Kyoto. We were far way off from our planned route. We needed to find back and then continue. In Uji we followed our track along the Uji River, the Amagas Dam and Sita River. Some hills and in total longer, but much nicer to cycle here instead on the main roads. Very little traffic here. After crossing the scenic bridge in Kasagai, the most painful climbs of today were coming. My legs were only filled with jelly, so it took a while to finish. But spots like the Fudo Falls compensated us for this effort.
I signed up for a hill race.
Yeah.
Well conditioned for it.
This training program costs extra.
Finally we reached Kaminokiri, a very small village, where we stayed in a 200-year-old farmhouse. Yuki and Kevin were fantastic hosts and pampered us with a wonderful barbecue and a lot of cold drinks in the evening.
Still.
Welcome to the Club of Tired Legs, or also day 8 of our Japan tour. After 7 days of cycling with several thousands meters of elevation, everyone was tired. It was a bit cold in the beginning when we started, but the god of pain, or the semi-clever guy who has planned the tour, had placed some Cat 1 and Cat 2 climbs, long and steep, on our way. After that we were on temperature. Under a blue sky we cycled to Nara to take a look at the famous Nara deer and temples. The historic monuments of ancient Nara is a UNESCO World Heritage Site consisting of 8 places in the old capital Nara. The properties include 26 buildings designated by the Japanese government as national treasures, as well as 53 designated as important cultural properties. All compounds have been recognized as historic sites. The Great South Gate is the main gate of Todaiji. The original, erected during the Nara period, was destroyed by a typhoon during the Heian period. The present structure, which dates to the Kamakura period, was built using what is known as the Daibutsu style. The 18 giant pillars that support the roof measure 19.058 meters, and the entire structure rises 25.46 meters above the stone plinth on which it rests. The Great South Gate is the largest temple entrance gate in Japan, suitable in scale to the Great Buddha Hall. The Nara Park deer are wild animals inhabited the area for over 1,300 years. They have long been regarded as divine envoys of the kami, gods, of Keisubataisha Shrine and have, therefore, been carefully protected. Today, they can be seen regularly in the area centered around Nara Park. The Nara Temple area is a tourist place and usually crowded. Luckily we were there very early, we already left when the crowd came. To go Osaka, the original route crosses Shime Mountains, but we were zero interested to do some climbs again. What we did was dynamically route changing. Instead of a scenic mountain ride, we did a less scenic but much more flat one. Komoot did a good job with the planning. It was sometimes a bit zigzag, but most of time apart from busy streets. We didn't do a fast pace along the Ishii River, because our friend, the headwind, found us again. But we were in good timing, no need to be super fast. We also stopped for ice cream, it was hot, zero clouds. Kishiki Shrine is located on the east side of Kishiwada Castle's castle tower and is the guardian deity of the castle, as well as the sacred place for the Kishiwada Danjiri festival. During the Edo period, Kishiwada Castle played a role in defending the south side of Osaka Castle. It is still unknown when and by whom Kishiwada Castle was built, but towards the end of the Sengoku period, mid-16th century, it was the residence of the Matsuura clan, who ruled the Senshu region at the time. Okabe Nobukatsu took control of the castle in 1640 and his ancestors ruled until the Meiji Restoration. The original main keep was struck by lightning and burned down in 1827. The original main keep had 5 stories, but this mock reconstruction has only 3. On the Kaizuka artificial island we had a good view to Kansai International Airport, from where we have to leave the next day. It is located on an artificial island, Kankujima, in the middle of the Osaka Bay. The airport is connected to the mainland with the Skygate Bridge, which is a continuous truss bridge that measures 3.75 kilometers long, 29.5 meters wide, and 25 meters at its highest point in the center. Later, after we have reached our Airbnb, we had to pack our bikes into our bags. They were delivered this morning from Tokyo. This remarks the final stop of our cycling tour. But it was not 100% the end for us. We went by train to Namba, to Osaka City, visited a very small restaurant with only 5 seats in one row, but tasty food and cold beer. To celebrate the end of our tour. After that, everyone did something by himself. During these 8 days we had in total only 2 punctures, both for Narain, one Di2 system which was blocked, also from Narain. Except that, nothing happened. The faster guys always waited in top of the hills for the slower ones, including me. We collected a lot of great memories, ate nice food and were shivering and sweating, depends on the day. For the statistics, we cycled 875 kilometers, and did 8,448 meters of climbs. The temperature range we cycled was from 4 degrees up to 27-28. Will I do it again? 100% yes. Next year is Hainan, China, round the island. If you are interested to join, send me an email, but for 2027 I will create a tour in Japan again. I already have a tour in my mind, but for details it's too early. Thank you for watching this video, I hope you will like it. If yes, please do a comment, thanks.